Okay, so part 2 to how I got sick in 2019. Now, if you've missed the first video, please go back. But this is part 2. I am Alicia Anderson, the author of HIV, My Journey Through Grace. No, so as I said, I had to be monitored to take my medication because them feels them I never did want to take it. And honestly, this case, it's not that I didn't want to take it. It's just that my body was rejecting the meds. And I remember I literally had to put a sweetie in my mouth and to put the pills in my mouth in order for my body to receive the medication. Guys, that was horrible, like literally horrible. But eventually I tricked my mind to believe that I was taking vitamins and that's how I'm able to take my ARVs without having any problems. No, the skin situation because of the psoriasis, my God, I would not wish that on anybody. And sometimes when I'm trying to share my story and my journey and my testimony and people become negative, they become nasty and they find it funny, it pains my heart because I know what I went through and nobody really can pay me to share my story because I was the one who went through it. So, as I said, having warts down in the middle section and in the back section, having to wear a pad because I don't want any leakage to come on my clothes or to mess up people's chair or anything. Having lost leg muscles because I had to be in the bed because my body was so weak from diarrhea and vomiting. Having to deal with the constant itching, and all I would hear is, Ali, stop itching. Yeah, that was the only way I could get comfort. And sometimes I would have itched to the point I was so bruised. So to go underwater, sometimes just fresh water or salt water, that would burn me like, yo. I remember I was so weak that Ian would have to lift me up out of the bed and carry me to the bathroom and to assist me to bathe. That's how weak I was. What else do I need to share? So 2019, 2020 up to 21, I would say those were the worst years of me just being sick. But the one thing about me is that I am a fighter. And I realized that I was on my deathbed. Sorry, not deathbed. I was waiting to die on this bed. And I said to the Lord, I said, God, is either you heal me or you take me home because I have been ministering to people. I've been sharing my story, my journey, my testimony. Backsliders are coming home. Sinners are coming to you. And I just saw you gonna leave me, skin and bone, and to die. I said, God, you have to do something because I'm tired of fighting. Like, guys, it was so much. I would watch my husband cry because of the pain that I was in and there was nothing he could do. And I would cry because I'm saying, God, I just can't do this anymore. And guys, as me I talk, I feel like I want to ball because every time I share my story, it's a lot because I feel like I'm reliving the moment. Listen, what I had to go through 2019, 2020, 21, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. I don't consider to have myself enemies, but I know enemies are there. I mean, they made themselves enemies, but I wouldn't wish that on nobody. I remember, like, I wasn't afraid of how my skin looked because I knew it was a process. And thank you, Lord, for dropping that in my spirit. It's just like what is it? Is it a caterpillar, right? A caterpillar. He goes through the whole process before he becomes a butterfly. Now, That was my process. And it pains my heart when people say, Ali, you have such a testimony. And people need to hear your testimony, but people prostitute my testimony to gain followers, to gain likes, to gain clout, to gain views. So you're not really saying, boy, this girl really have a testimony, and let's see how much we can push her. Let's see how much, we can encourage people to buy her books because, she is a living testimony. Guys, I'm like a Job. I'm like the lady with the issue of blood. I'm like a Lazarus. I should not be here today with a CD4 of 20 and a viral load of 817,191. I shouldn't be here today. Look at my skin today compared to how it was in 2019, 2020, 2021. Yes, I somewhat have the psoriasis under control. I'm not supposed to be stressed. I have to know what I'm eating. Sometimes I can get away with it. Sometimes I can't because, and everybody gotta be honest and tell you, say, yes, this is in it. I've gotten several allergy attacks where I had to go on prednisone, which is what it does is weaken your immune system to stop the current issue that is happening, and that thing made me feel like hell. Every single day I have to deal with the fact that I have leg issues, and I've had the leg issues thrown into my face. You walk too slow, you're this, you're that, and yeah, I've had the HIV thing thrown into my face so many times also. But listen, I didn't go to the shop and buy HIV. Yes, I should have protected myself and not allow a man to protect me. Yes, I was looking for love in the wrong places and I got caught. But at least I have taken a negative situation and have been turning it around. Well, in fact, not me. God took a negative situation and is turning it around for my good and for His glory. And that is why I come out all the time and I share my journey, my story, and my testimony so that it can be a blessing to someone. Guys, I don't think I ever want to relive 2019 to 2021 ever again. No. So sometimes me there at church and like me just out of it and me feel like me no want to worship. You have to look back on the skin and say, girl, God take you far. Give God your worship. Give God everything that belongs to Him. So, I've heard people say, oh, Ali has backslide. Listen, whatever you want to believe, what people are saying about me, go ahead. I know that I've not backslidden. I know that there is a struggle. It's a process. But I'm still holding on to the never-changing hand of God because He's been good to me. I should not be here. So I can't turn my back on God because, oh, yeah, me get better now and I become author and them say I'm a minister. So yeah, man, me turn my, I have to hold on to God like the last thread of hope. Because I know many persons who live with the virus that I personally know that has died. Yeah, they died. They lost the battle, the HIV/AIDS. Now the fact that I'm still here 18 years later, it is God. Medicine has played a major part, but first and foremost, all glory belongs to God because He's the reason why I'm still here today. Not man, not doctors, not medicine. God. Then doctors, then medicine. I thank God for how my skin is that, God allowed my sister to give her whatever potent that I had to use to help my skin. Aloe vera is a key factor now that I do put on my skin. Drinking a lot of water. Try to take vitamins. But yeah. So guys, I hope that my tool videos somewhat will help you to give you hope that when you're dead, don't dash it away. I'm still here because God has me here for a purpose and for a reason, and I'm going to fulfill it until God calls me home.